Hey guys, Al2 here, 316RC, and today I'm starting part 2 of the MTXL Resurrection build. Today we're going to get started on those differentials. We're going to give them a nice upgrade and a rebuild. So I'm going to swing you down here, go over all the parts and the tools we'll be using, and we're going to get right to the work.
Alright guys, let's go over some of the parts and tools I'll be using today. First of all, we got two differentials to do. We got the rear and the front, which are this particular unit right here, and then we got the center differential, which is just the differential cup mounted right to the spur gear, where these differential cups are inside of a differential case. So let's just go over what we'll be using today. As far as the parts upgrades concerned, we'll be using some new bearings from Full Force RC. We'll be using differential cases from Gap Racing. We'll be using aluminum Diff cups from DGI Racing. We'll be using titanium pins in the differential from Detroit Performance. We'll be using some stainless steel screws if necessary. We'll be using Team Fast Eddy grease. We'll be using waterproof grease from Utter Butter, Blue Loctite. We'll be using silicone diff fluid 500K center. I've decided on 200K rear and 100K front. This is strictly for bashing. I'm going to go ahead with those. We'll be using some degreaser from either, this one here is from Cow RC, their Moo Clean, to clean up the gears inside the differential. And I have a heavier dutier one from CRC that I use sometimes. Tools-wise, we'll be using my Milwaukee power screwdriver, a pair of needle nose pliers, a couple of screwdrivers, a handheld driver, metric driving bits, a torch if needed to heat up any grub screws that may be stuck by Loctite that we need to heat up, and a heat gun if necessary to heat up some of the diff fluid to get it to flow better. Okay, that's the lineup of parts and tools that I'll be using. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this video. It'll be like a time-lapse photography video with comments as I go along, so let's get started.
Well guys, I'm going to have to wrap up this diff rebuild right here, or kind of cut it short, I should say, with that problem, as you saw there at the end with the play of the differential cup inside the gap racing housing, that little bit of play side to side, that'll wreak major havoc with the ring gear and pinion mesh. So I stopped right there. I'm going to come up with a solution to fix that in next week's video, so we'll show that then. And then I'll talk about a couple of things I ran into with the fluids and the gaskets and whatnot. I'll finish up the center diff and the front diff, and we'll just talk about that a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Till then, Al2 316. I'll see you on the next video. So long.